I'm D. London 1144 with some new facts for you, the American citizens. Facts All Americans Need to Know, Episode 1. Fact: there is no part of the Constitution that separates church and state. The sole mention of religion in any form is an injunction against the government from making any law regarding religion. This includes laws that ban prayer in public school and the displaying of the Ten Commandments in courthouses. The phrase, separation of church and state, occurs in a private letter from Thomas Jefferson to a friend. It has no basis or strength in law. Fact: the police do not have a duty to protect you or your property. Their sole obligation is to enforce the law. Further, they cannot be held accountable for loss or damages arising from unlawful activities, even if it was precipitated by their negligence or failure to act. The American citizens are solely responsible for the protection of their property and individual safety. This is why the Second Amendment was added to the Constitution. Fact: there are several serious problems with the 16th Amendment and its application by the federal government. Note: the 16th Amendment establishes an income tax. First problem: despite being proclaimed by then Secretary of State Philander Knox as ratified, the amendment never achieved the required 36 valid assents required, and is, therefore, void. Second problem: based on the assumption that Secretary of State Knox had correctly proclaimed the amendment ratified, the Supreme Court ruled that the amendment conferred no new taxing authority on Congress. Third problem: in the absence of new taxing powers granted by a ratified amendment to the Constitution, the income tax, as it is presently applied, is unconstitutional and therefore illegal. Fourth problem: even if the 16th Amendment had been ratified, had conferred new taxing powers on Congress, and had been upheld by the Supreme Court, no law requiring the vast majority of U.S. citizens to file or pay income tax has ever been passed. Fact: the Internal Revenue Service, responsible for collecting the income tax, does not deliver the money to the U.S. Treasury, but to the Federal Reserve Bank, a private institution, and not one penny of it goes toward any government service or activity. It is used solely to pay the interest on U.S. debt. Fact: U.S. debt presently stands in excess of $2.5 trillion and is presently increasing by approximately $800 billion a year. Government commitments to spending over the next 40 years will increase that debt, in current money, to over $60 trillion. In broad terms, this means that at present income tax collection rates, we cannot even meet the interest payments on the U.S. debt commitment. Please check back from time to time for new, intriguing, and critical facts that American citizens need to know. Thank you for listening.